The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you got to do, make it last.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 937. Tuesdays, we've been talking professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social medias here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I swear it's Christmassy in here, but we just don't have any cameras pointing at it. I need some just random garland or something over here, right? Wait a minute. I forgot what we have. We have the decorated kabuki stick. I need to plug this guy in. Forgot about that guy. Anyways, I need an extension cord. We'll work on that maybe on the break here. But that next week is the Christmas edition, and we are inviting everybody in the Mayhem Nation out to the studio here, and DM if you want to figure out where the studio is, I guess. But more details on that later, probably through the week. But in the meantime, we do have guests. The Riz couldn't make it. The Riz is on assignment, recovering his sinuses, apparently, with all this great weather. But we have on the couch, which button are you? There you are. Hello. Zeke Mercer is back with you. And I said, Zeke, bring a friend.
I have friends. Yes, people, I have friends.
I'm said friend.
I have friends. This is one friend I have.
This is friend.
This is friend. This is friend Kimmi.
Hello.
Hello, Kimmi.
Hi.
Are you a wrestler?
Hell no.
That's the first question anybody's going to ask, right?
No.
Do you do the wrestles?
I don't do the
Are
wrestles.
you wrestle adjacent?
I go and watch Zeke sometimes.
Perfect. I have seen you in the crowd.
I told you. I told you.
No, tell me, you are known. Our intern knows you from the social medias, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you do on Instagram?
I'm not just on Instagram, but I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Blue Sky. We had a little fun dance there for a second.
I love
Yeah. I kind of do all of that, but I just I do skits, and I kind of talk about POTS, which is my disability, and I am just myself, and I share a little bit about my life, and the skits are about what my life used to kind of be like when I was a child, and all that stuff. Yeah, so it's a little bit of everything, but yeah.
I didn't do any pre-interview on this. I'm like, have you ever seen the show? Have you heard the show? Have you seen skits of what we do on the show?
I have seen things here and there from Zeke. Yeah, I've definitely seen bits and pieces of the show. I hop into the lives quite often on TikTok, actually.
Awesome.
Just to say, Zeke.
not to flip me off.
Yeah, that too. I'll leave a few emojis.
Are you starting the fuck you Zeke's? I
might have started that.
Yeah.
I might have started a few of those chants.
Okay.
Possibly.
It was fun though.
They get loud. They get loud.
They get loud.
Yes.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Do you still have the clip of the wholesome family moment of the family like telling me off?
It's somewhere. I'm sure.
You have to pull it up.
It's
so funny. Oh, it's like when in 880 when the fuck you Zeke chants first got started.
Yeah.
There was this picture where it was like a mom and two of her sons, and they're just both screaming "fuck you Zeke" at me.
Oh wow!
And then you can see on the camera like it's a wholesome moment, just bringing families together. Like it was great.
I love it.
Great. I wish I would take a picture.
I love Evil Zeke. I love Evil Zeke so much.
It is quite okay. See, now this is where I can chime in.
Okay.
I love watching my best friend transform,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that the reason Zeke brought me is because we kind of can relate in a way.
Mm-hmm.
We are able to put on this mask, this facade, if you will, and
name drop.
He's busy with the Juggalos right now.
Oh, that's true too. He is true too.
And so yeah, we're able. Yeah, it's just really fun to watch them transform and just put on a really great show.
I usually roll into like the WWE news after this, but this is too much fun because Zeke, actually, I had an experience at the last 880 show that involved you.
Oh God.
Of sorts.
Oh goodness.
I
I'm in
believe
trouble.
I met your coworker,
Yes.
who is also Chad the Shad's
Yes.
brother-in-law.
Yes. Ain't that small world, ain't it?
Right? So, and he also called me a legend, which I don't know how I feel about that as well. But it was
It was funny.
again,
It was great.
I think he had never been to an independent show. Went to that Penn Brewery show a couple weeks ago that you guys did, and like what a fucking experience.
He tried to come to the October one, but he has such a crazy story that involves a SWAT team. Like he has to
Which
tell
is weird because I passed the SWAT fan when I was coming out to the show that night. So
A
Well-
SWAT team?
Yeah, like he's not in trouble, but like it just the story
Are you sure
involved.
about that?
The story involves a SWAT team, but like he couldn't make it to the last one, so he was like, "I'm going to make it to the Thanksgiving one." And he made sure he got his tickets, and he was like, "This is great." But
We're going in December, my wife and I and a few friends. We're excited
yeah,
to go to Penn Brewery.
I think the quote
Brewery.
is that I'm a psychopath from my coworker, and I was like, that is very much true.
Zeke gets that Jack Nicholson look in their eye.
you do. Oh, there was some good shots where because we had Ashley was setting up for the next entrance, so was behind you guys.
Oh God!
And we had those lights like on you guys real bad, and you kept like the crowd was everywhere, so you were turning every which way for it, right? And just reacting to people, and we just kind of followed this like back shot. And you're like backlit and everything like that, so like it looks really cool. It was like, oh, we're having fun with this right now.
Oh, like,
I mean, it's part of your match. It's just
Which
like,
one?
go back to the one from Penn Brewery, the last one from Penn Brewery.
I didn't watch. I never go back and watch my entrance.
We watched it in my living room.
I didn't watch.
Go
the
back to the
entrance.
promo
I
and
don't
see
watch
how
the
we
entrance.
crossed
Do you
that.
watch your entrance?
Oh, we didn't watch the entrance.
No, we went straight to the match. does everyone
Yeah,
watch?
I didn't see the entrance.
Yeah,
just the match.
do people watch their matches from like the entrance on?
Dude, I from the entrance on or
Why we watch matches? I just start from the bell.
listen, I don't know.
Ding ding.
Yeah, like exactly. It saves time.
I just know a lot of people are like I'm wrapping up and people are watching their matches at the end of the night. So I know that does happen. And I know there's a debate of like I cannot do like some people are like do not watch your match right after the match.
You should. I mean, I don't think you should.
Was that you? I think it's you was talking about that, right?
Probably.
Like it's too fresh.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to digest it the same way. That kind of idea, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
That makes sense.
I watched my match, but it would be like the next morning, maybe.
That
or
would
maybe
be me too if I was.
Yeah,
wrestling.
because at that point, like I slept. I should have ate, showered. Like I'm rested now.
You've
Yeah.
decompressed officially.
If not that morning, then like maybe sometime that following week. Whenever I get around to it.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, so yeah, so anyway, so we'll get into our regular cadence here in a moment. Here, we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on with you guys, but of course, we should kick off a little bit with WWE and whatever's going on over there. Of course, we're still leading. We have Saturday night's main event is this weekend, which that is how
There's
I
too
think.
many damn pay-per-views.
I think that's not a paper. It's not a pay-per-view,
I don't know
dude.
what's going
It's
on
on
anymore.
NBC. It's
Get
on
your
the
facts
network. Get
I
straight.
your
don't, man.
Zeke,
It's so much to watch.
get your rabbit ears up and get that on NBC on Channel 11, baby.
on Channel 11.
Channel 11.
I don't have Dish
Be
Network.
there or be
You don't
square.
have Dish
I
Network.
don't
You got
have
an
Dish Network.
antenna. Buy a $5 antenna at Best Buy.
I'm not man. I watch it. They're gonna
That's
put it
a-
on. They're gonna put it on Peacock
Yeah,
afterwards.
they're actually going to stream it to. They're going to simulcast it to Peacock. So,
See, well, I'm
so,
not. Yeah.
so if you still have the cock, go for it.
I'm gonna still use the cock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
easier.
I just canceled the cock.
Yeah.
Until all this kind of.
I canceled the cock too when I married my wife.
That's a good one.
Sorry.
Just lobbing it up there. No, you fit right in.
Yeah.
You're fitting right in.
Congratulations, Kim. You're booked. Like, when you're pretty much booked for the next time.
I've been trying to get Gay and his NB to refer to that way since they do all the Bravo shows on there because they do like mostly reality shows and they're just like, it seems a little too on the nose for us. So
But it's funny. It's so funny.
Cock.
It's the cock.
Yes.
It's bright. It's colorful.
Honey, turn on the cock. I
It's
gotta watch
fine.
my housewife.
Yeah, it really is.
I think that's how it goes in that household, actually.
It's
Dorinda's about to flip a fucking table, bitch.
Like, you have to turn it on. Turn on the
And if you like this discussion, go check on A Gay and a Zambi right here on the Sorgatron Media Network and fine podcast platforms. Recorded right here in the studio. Anyways, so
This is never a normal show when I'm on here.
no.
so-
And I'm going to be here until 2 a.m. whether we're recording or not. So it was how it
We're
usually
just
goes.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah,
So
this is how the relationship is.
Yes.
like we've been waiting to do a podcast together
Yeah.
for
I was like, yeah. So I was like, oh, this is perfect.
years.
Nice.
This is perfect.
So you're in trouble.
Good luck for her.
This is like the intern's 3rd week. So don't scare them away.
Stay because I say so.
John is very helpful. Okay. Anyways,
You get to see-
I
you
shouldn't have to worry about it.
If you stay long enough, you get to see me be ignorant in 880 rings. Like
There you go.
that-
There you go.
Those are fun times.
Those are good times. Those are good times. Anyway, Saturday night's main event is this weekend. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, I think, is basically the headliner on this one. And again, this is I mean, look at me. Obviously, I watched the original. And again, like that's a show that goes back for me to like Paul Orndorff and Hulk Hogan in the blue cage, right? Is like my earliest wrestle memory, right? That I'm pretty sure I probably watched like live. Or on enough tapes in retrospect to think
See,
I watched
if I
it
say
live.
my first match, half the internet gets mad. at
I
me.
know it's like you're the one that got, again, recap, you got into it from like SmackDown versus Raw 2006 or something, right? Eight. I'm so
8.
sorry.
That's
I'm
my
so
origin
sorry.
story.
I'm so sorry I aged you improperly.
Well, I was watching it in 05. So
So I mean, okay, what would we say? I got into wrestling because of a video game.
Yeah, and that's fine.
that is perfectly
Literally fine.
okay.
Between that and Ziggy saying that she watched discovered ECW and wrestling on YouTube secretly
Oh, dude,
in
there
her
are
household.
so
Like,
many highlights on
like
ECW.
you
YouTube.
two are like my favorite introduction to wrestling stories.
Mm-hmm.
You and Ziggy Haim, because like she kind of I think I recall she said she kept it secret from her parents. So until
I mean, I think everyone knew. I just kept watching
Mhm.
like highlights of stuff, and then like when I got into high school, like that's when like PWG was popping off pretty much. So like, and plus, my thing was, if you had something cool going on with like interesting music going on in the background, like I'm hooked, hook, line, sinker.
yeah.
And that was pretty much all the PWG trailers.
So
and I'll just sit
so
there and
you
rewatch
loved
them.
Wrestling Society X, huh?
I've watched some of it. It's definitely like a little jarring. So I'm like, oh, well,
Yes, it is.
I didn't expect that to go off
That's-
or that to explode,
I
but that's
don't-
okay.
Sometimes I just didn't connect. It was kind of my problem with competition shows now, because it doesn't look like it was shot in.
It feels as
Fake.
if no, it feels as if Alien Ant Farm directed it.
Wait, like
Like the
Disney
band.
Channel?
No, like the band, Alien Ant Farm.
Oh, I thought you meant the ant.
no,
farm.
not the show.
Are we still talking about Wrestling Society X?
Yes.
Okay.
But it feels like that band directed that show. It really just does. I was like, yeah, just play Smooth Criminal over that, like highlights of
Smooth Criminal.
like
I don't
their
think
cover.
I don't think they played Smooth
No,
Criminal.
that was Michael
Alien Ant
Jackson.
Farm
Oh, okay, yeah.
did a cover of
I'm
Smooth
so-
Criminal.
Yes.
Yeah, it is really good. It's really good. I don't care what anyone says. It's really good. I feel like if they just put Wrestling Society X, like, just highlights over that song, it's like that's pretty much that's the promotion. It was fun though. It was very fun. Things just fucking exploded though half the time.
All the Ohio people are talking about chilling in the chat room now. So we started that.
What's happening in the chat
Hello?
We're
room?
talking about Skyline Chili.
Ohio.
Oh,
What do they call themselves?
Ohioans,
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Fellow
First of all,
Buckeyes.
I love Skyline Chili. Is the best thing I've ever discovered this year.
Was it Lima? Lisbon?
Lima,
Lima's the other one. No, Lima.
Lisbon.
Wait, isn't Lima where Glee took place?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know. But I've been going there this past year, and I keep eating there the day after a wrestling show. It's just kind of it became a tradition, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get me a hoodie, and just because I eat here, like it's
the
consistent.
Eastern Ohio ribeye,
Like-
or
Yeah, it's a ribeye jacket.
Ribeiro
Like-
steak jacket.
Like I was just like, And I was like, why not? Because you know what? Every time I've been here, I've eaten here. There is no reason why I should just not.
I'm gonna get that damn jacket.
Mm.
I'm gonna get that hoodie.
Get that jacket. Listen. Wait, who runs there? Who runs in that area? Is there
War Wrestling.
Is it War Wrestling?
Yeah.
So we all got to get booked on War Wrestling
And
somehow.
yeah.
That's hard, that's easier for you
They
than
even
me.
have like this
and then,
place called Quickies or something like that. Like it's like a Wendy's kind of place, but it's like real good.
They have like a blue-haired girl instead of a.
No, it's nothing. It's just how it's made reminds you of Wendy's.
Oh.
The sandwich it looks like a slider almost, but it's so good. Like that it's just a
So not dropped on the floor.
No, not dropped on the floor.
that's quality.
You said what reminds you of
Oh,
Wendy's.
and it has a 24-hour Arby's in that town.
You lost me there.
I know.
Except for the curly fries. I'll take the curly
that's
fries.
why. That's why I grab. That's why I grab at 2
I
a.m.
understand they have the meats. Anywho,
I am not interested.
We're popping Sorg. Yes. We broke him. Kimmi, you did your first interview.
oh my god, look at this! Look at this!
Lesbian jokes for the win.
You got a whole new audience now, Sorg.
Sure. The chat room's loving this. They already want both of you back for Mayhem Mania in a couple months.
We got you.
Who's all in the chat?
Well, in the chat room, Tina from Seattle, who is also a
Tina.
fellow Buckeye. Ronnie Starks is out there. Dave Ponder's hanging out there.
Dave.
Yes. So
Hi, Dave.
Where's Noir?
Ronnie.
no, where's
Ron.
Noir?
Where's New Ronnie?
Don't-
Where's
Wait, the
Ron?
Rizzler's in there?
Probably eventually. I haven't checked the other chats yet. So,
Probably.
but they tend to roll in.
So if
Nice.
you do come back for that WrestleMania thing, we have to explain what the fuck a WrestleMania
Nope,
is.
don't
to you.
explain to it until we get to it.
That's it.
You know, I used to watch wrestling as a child.
Mhm.
So you get what that is,
Like,
right? Okay,
How do you think I became lesbian?
fair enough.
I watched women wrestle.
That-
No, I'm
that-
kidding.
And you were just like, "That's it."
I was indoctrinated. No. No, but I genuinely, that's not, yeah. But no, I enjoyed, because like after the men was the women.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so, I was like, all right, let's get
So
through
wait,
this shit.
can I ask
For
you
the good stuff,
Can I
the
ask you a
finale.
question then? Can I ask you a question then?
What?
'Cause I never even thought
I love
about
this. Is now your show.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
Well,
The
okay.
Zeke and
Welcome-
Kimmi Show.
Welcome to the Purple Couch with Zeke Mercer.
Purple couch. But as a lesbian, right, and you were watching wrestling as a kid, like you look back at it now, when they were doing like all this like basically softcore porn on like national television, how did you feel about that? Looking back at that now, like I always wondered from that perspective, like what the fuck were we watching? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they didn't even have Rhea Ripley back then.
Dude, they will break the internet if they were doing that shit now.
Mhm.
That would be crazy. I
Wait,
hope
they didn't have what again?
Rhea Ripley.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not-
do. Yeah, you do. You know, because you see it on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
You know that tall golf wrestler that slams the shit out of other women and stacks
Yep.
them?
Yep.
Mommy? Yeah, her. That's really.
Okay.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You see her.
Yeah, I definitely I watched a lot of things I shouldn't have. My parents just should have kept a tighter rope on me, but
like WWE
I mean, that
programming.
the thoughts were still there. It didn't.
Well, we can blame VKM for that one because that's,
But,
he booked the HLA, baby. That's all he did.
No, but genuinely, it was I knew that I don't know. It was just
It's like you look back at the shit we used to watch. Like this goes even beyond wrestling. The shit we used to watch as kids. Like it's just what the fuck were we watching? We're gonna skip you. That's so many questionable shit.
but they had so many double entendres and adult jokes in children's shows even so
Yeah.
it was inescapable, especially whenever we were children.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid,
Pretty much. Hey,
back in 1998.
see, we can't even say that because if anything we're gonna say that is back in my day in the show, it's mostly gonna be Dan Schneider influenced because we all grew up on a show that he
I just
made.
finished that book by Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah, and
too.
ain't it crazy? You just no. I don't want to tell you what I was watching. You can't be what was I calling? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You don't want to talk about it, Carly. No,
iCarly?
you remember that show?
No, that was not my era.
He's
I skipped.
No.
I
He can't
skipped-
say. There's some shows he's watched.
Listen, there's two reasons I didn't watch DComs. Partly was age, and partly because I didn't have cable. when that was popular. So
Fair enough.
Ronnie Starks had to show me that when Disney Plus came around. It's like, you need to watch this, and this, and watch some skating movie or something.
He basically gave the Captain America book of like, hey, you've been on the ice for like 70 years. Here's everything.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
catch up
yeah.
on.
So, I was in the dark until 1996. Yeah, basically.
I was born in 98.
Yep, there you go. You were also in the dark in a different way.
No, but like I actually like I have a pretty good head on my shoulders, and I feel like I've been here before.
After a while.
I feel a little too familiar with this shit. I've been around the block a few times, let me tell you. I really, yeah. So that's why, like, I don't know. I don't see age. I'm just like, I just vibe with a person.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's pretty much wrestling.
But that's like Zeke and I go into a Seven Dust show together.
That was
was
still fun.
Yeah, it was a
Oh
blast.
my
It was a
god.
blast. I'll
Like,
get you in a
I
mosh
actually-
pit yet.
Prefer older people.
Like,
And the reason Zeke and I are friends, they have been here before. I can just tell you that.
everyone says that like you have an old soul thing. I don't know what that means, but all right.
Like, yeah. Same with my wife. Like, been here before.
Well, I want to give a shout out to some other people that have been here before on this show. Our friends on Patreon supporting the show, getting the extra Patreon stuff. Hey, I was a little late on releasing that stuff. Sorry about that. But hey, you got some extra content with Joe Dabrowski as we BS'd about. God knows what we got into with Joe for an extra half hour or so over there. So you know how it gets with Dabrowski.
He knows
Have
everything.
you ever taken a road trip with Dabrowski?
Not yet.
And if you get a chance, he's always looking for extra people to go.
I know it's
to
just
Canada and shit.
Yeah, I don't have a passport.
Get your passport.
You gotta get that
I'm
shit.
working on
Get
that. That's the goal for this upcoming year. So
Canada is 4 hours away. You have like
I have
almost
no excuse, but at the same time, I really had no reason to go until like, oh yeah, I'm a wrestler now. I can, like,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
cool
Hey,
shit
there's
from time to
wrestling
time.
in Canada.
Yeah, I can speak that language a little bit, so I
Yeah.
can just kind of like, hey, I want booked.
Hell, you can do a weekend just in like Detroit, and pop.
I would
over,
love to
you know?
actually,
Right?
but I feel at the same time, I feel like if I leave
We used
Detroit,
to-
I'm not going back. Oh, I'll almost stay in Canada if I leave.
We used to cross over Canada just to like get to Michigan quicker.
See, but yeah, because sometimes it's actually quicker to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
actually,
I was pre-passport, but still. Anyway, so thank you to everybody that does support the show over there on patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. We do have a live feed, so you can see a little bit before the show when we go on the commercial break. And of course, you get the first dibs of checking out what's going on the Patreon recording afterwards. And maybe some stuff we don't actually put out there because, we just, forget there's a stream sometimes. Thank you to everybody that does support the show, our friends at the fan level. Bo Diggity! Woo! Help me out. You've done this before. You've done this before.
Okay, I come here years and you guys never give me Iggy on how to do that.
You just say woo.
Wow,
You just say a woo.
I'm socially
Just be a
awkward.
wrestling fan for a moment.
I don't know if I can.
Oh my gosh.
I'm used to like pissing them off. I don't know if I can be one anymore.
I'm used to having somebody on the call that knows what to do. Thank you. Thank you. Team Hammer Fist, the Tupac family, Bubba Brewer of the Triple B Podcast and APWF, Jason French at the Poppy Club level, Dave Propod Ponder, Rats in a Trench Coat, Tony Kincaid, and at the Pizza Club level, the Riz. I almost called it the RZA level.
oh,
And at the manager level, his name's actually RZA. So, and at the manager level, Bradley. We'll see you guys. And we don't have the wonderful wedgie picture here in the background. So
it's iconic.
the iconic,
It's iconic.
the iconic Bradley.
I don't know how that really came about. I just know it happened. I was like, oh well, I guess we'll
I
find.
love that Riz knew the shot was coming, so he went for it. He's so proud of that. That's his Oscar.
That's his
moment.
Dutch angle right there.
That's a
Just-
Dutch angle.
he figured it out.
Is there a wedgie? I'm there. It's not me. I'm there. With a camera. Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show for all the other extra conversation. If you can't get enough of this, Zeke.
What?
Somebody recognized you this week.
Hope not.
You've been identified.
I hope.
Oh,
You've been identified.
I know what it
That's
is.
not what I'm. That's not what I'm getting at.
been
There was the announcements. I think no? They've done this for a few years now. Nope, this is the wrong one. You were part of the. Let me get this right. The QWI 200, I believe it is, from Outsports.com. And this is are they the ones that are usually doing this one that I've heard of
I've
before?
done it for the last like 3 years.
Okay.
From my knowledge, but
Okay.
again, I'm usually like out of the loop until I'm brought into loop. So
And
no,
Me too, Zeke.
So like, don't expect me
too.
to like know the exact date when everything started.
okay, Mr. Big Time. Well, you're at number 116 on the list.
Ooh. I'm surprised I haven't got ranked. Let's be honest.
Weren't you on it last year? I mean,
I was on it last year. I was like,
I mean,
What do you mean you're surprised?
I don't do anything.
Wait,
I just-
what
I
the
get-
do
fuck?
anything. You get an entire room.
Shut the fuck up right now before I
An
come across
entire
this
room
fucking
cursing
couch.
your name, and you're
It's-
not doing anything.
It's easy. You go put the
On the longest running episodic live programming from Pittsburgh involving wrestling trainees.
That's true. That is very true.
Like, shut the hell up.
It's still funny. I'd be literally just doing that just to see if I can do it. I hope you guys realize that.
What?
Me getting a whole room to chant horrible shit at me is just like a
Zeke's
fight.
just here for spite.
I'm just here for it.
Mm-hmm,
Give me your
Zeke's
anger.
just here to.
I remember being in
fuck
Philly.
shit up.
Yeah, honestly, I remember being in Philly and like they just never seen Zeke Mercer.
mm-hmm.
But by the end of it,
They knew who the
They
fuck
knew the
Zeke
fuck I
Mercer
was.
I knew I'm going to hate the fuck out of you.
And they
also,
saw me
I
beat-
mean,
they-
Philly loves hating people, so I mean,
they saw me fight
Yeah.
a like literally monster of a man and hold my own.
like they hated, yeah, like they hated me in the parking lot at the Holiday Inn. So you know that's kind of just Philly, but
That's like the Holiday Inn. though.
yeah,
My wife goes, is because I was like, yeah, like, she's like, I want to go to Steelers game. Let's go to an Eagles Steelers game. And I said, are you out of your goddamn mind?
Oh my god, excuse me. No.
I said, that's like going to a fucking Ravens game, like with the Steelers. No,
Mhm.
hell no. Hell no.
That's a fight waiting to happen.
Hell no.
Mm-hmm,
No, like,
You're just
maybe-
asking for it.
Sure, if we get a private box, let's go.
It's
But like even
Where-
then, you got to get to and from that said box.
Mhm.
gonna be a
And then she
journey.
could, yeah.
Of course, your partner in crime coming in at 122, Paris Sahara.
Mhm.
There you go.
I love Paris has made so much growth this year. I love it.
Oh, absolutely,
I love it.
absolutely.
And she's letting people like finally hate her. I was like, yes, let people talk shit so you can feed off that.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps dropping split legged like leg drops on people. I love it. It's hilarious. It's great. I thought you keep doing that shit.
Keith Hott and Tatiana also on there.
Also the creeps.
the
Like
creeps.
back it like one after another. It was like a 74. It was I think it was Andy first, if I believe it. And then it was the other was like, damn, they're like right back to
Nice.
back. And it's I pretty much AA took over that list a little bit. Like Nyx is there. You know, Nyx got ranked the first time.
Mhm.
Pretty high up too. I was like, that's awesome.
I also honorable mention because I just experienced this person watching the stream from the Boston show in New Japan. Seabass Finn, it's my new favorite New Japan strong wrestler. I'm like
Japan's
I'm like
so
Missy's
fun.
there doing the stream tech, and I'm just like, is that guy's fucking name Seabass? He's like,
I love that.
she's like, yes, it is.
I love it. That's
And
wrestling.
I think the commentators were having a lot of fun with that
Good
one.
for them.
I think
So.
you should. I think you should have some fun with
Oh,
wrestling.
And
You
you're
might as
a
well.
Seabass Finn.
What's the name of the finisher? I want to know.
Oh,
Please
geez.
tell me.
Let me check the article here real quick.
Something related. To something.
It's okay. Are you surprised that it's a New England wrestler?
Not really. That actually makes more sense.
Yeah,
Like, thank you. That actually makes
100%.
yeah, 100%.
Praise from the New Japan Academy head trainer Fred Rosser.
Yep.
Looking for. I'm not seeing it yet. I'm gonna have to go look at the cage match.
I want to know that name of the
I need this
finisher.
research department. Let me find a research department. Find me Seabass Finn's finisher move, please.
What is that like meme from like the Lego Batman movie, like computer? You know what I'm talking about? I've never finished that movie. I got half.
I didn't-
that movie.
I didn't like that movie.
Really?
I really didn't. It didn't set well with me for some reason. I love the Lego movie, but whatever. So anyways, but hey, you made the list. Outsports is a pretty reputable website. You know, I know Joe Dombrowski was just featured in there with his contract extension with MLW a couple months ago. We talked about that.
Congratulations, Joe. I love that for you, by the way.
Yeah,
Like, I really
absolutely.
do. Like, that's awesome. Like,
I love that. So, you know, I'm glad he's being recognized for that. And, you know, and stats in there, like, I think he's like the only out commentator on a major promotion
Yeah.
in the country or something like that. So, you know, like that was fun. He told some stories I can't remember on Patreon or off, so I'm not going to retell. But you know, like from some big names in commentary, we're actually, you know, talking with him about that. So that's really cool that Joe's like at that point to get that recognition, and all you guys get that recognition for something like that. So, it definitely seems like they watch 880 when I
Dude,
and
the
enjoy
amount
wrestling.
of people. I was in, like I said, I was in Lima, Ohio, and I was told like, "Oh, dude, like I watch 880 all the time." I'm like, "What?"
Mhm.
We were close at that point. We were closer to Chicago than we were at Pittsburgh, and people still watch that stuff. Like it's actually insane.
Yeah.
My coworkers still watch that from time to time, or even my old coworkers too, which is funny, even more funny.
That's what happens when we make everything accessible, right?
I know.
Oh
It was great.
my
But
God.
at the same time, it's like it's episodic. At the same time, it's like you just kind of throw it on. Like
Mhm.
I've ironically seen 880 put like being on like a bar. It's just background.
And it's so wild because it's like sorry, it's literally a training show. You know, we have not taken the training code off this corner.
I tell people all the time, like, well, 880 is like just an NXT in a way. Like it is that place where, you know, because it's hard to get booked when you're like green, and every person who's ever wrestled or in that position was like, yeah, it's kind of hard to get booked because you ain't got no film, you don't have, you know, much experience. And that's what 880 is for. It's like you're new to this, come work these people, come work a couple of vets, you know, do a couple storylines, you know, cut a promo, you know, or try a new character. Some people have tried completely new characters there. Like people
It
that
gives them the freedom to be able to do that.
yeah.
It's a good testing ground. It's an open. We test stuff all the time there. From what we're doing, as I mention often. So yeah, and it's even like stuff like this week, like stuff was tried, and like, you know, we had a thing where there was a promo, and all three of the very tall DOJ Department of Jocks were standing right in front of everybody, you know, bullshitting with the crowd, and we're like, yo, ring positioning. You got to be behind those guys because like nobody can see you. We can't get shots of the guys actually doing the interview. Like you can be jackasses and yell at the crowd, but you got to do it over there.
Right. Like,
you know? But it's a teaching moment,
Right.
and you're not going to know that doing it like month to month on promotions that don't care as much about video.
But I even tell people like, or even like Ty Cross and like, and I was trying to convince him like this is just a pocket dimension. No matter what you say, no matter what you say. Is a pocket dimension because I tell people like Envy Young, King of Pittsburgh. Okay. I said Zeke Mercer, somehow the most hated kid in the room. If you know how I started wrestling, I'm usually never hated. So weird. We got Ty Cross to come back. Remember that, y'all. We got Ty Cross to come back.
Came out of retirement.
Won a belt, which I've got to work Ty Cross finally. That's awesome.
And I remember last time I talked to him, he was doing a commentary, and we were working with him at Rise, and like he was really kind of like, I don't know if I'll ever do it again, you know.
Dude,
so
he loved
and
it.
also basically, and also a dimension where almost everybody's a part of the Black Hand Society. It became like a Hollywood NWA.
It's wrestling. It's fun. I mean,
I
like,
love it.
Everyone can have their critiques about it. And like that's fine. You can, but
Like, yo, it's like nobody's trying to.
Yeah, but like, let's give our props. Like we built this from like the ground up. Like it's say whatever.
So I have some follow up.
Go ahead.
Tina sent the cage match for Seabass.
All right, what's the finisher?
Okay, I'm going to put this on you. I got signature moves. Okay, so no designated finisher.
Okay.
But here we go. We got the angler slam,
I like that.
fisherman suplex,
I love it.
the salmon splash.
What? Please tell me this was a top rope.
Wait, are these his move names?
This is the move name, signature moves. Live free or dive.
No, I like that.
He probably like dives off the corner of the ring. Excuse me. Nobody come for me. Canceled.
I actually refer to the ring as the stage a lot of times.
I mean,
yeah.
Wrong?
In production, I do refer
Am
to it
I
as
wrong?
the stage. No, I mean it
no,
is.
but like it is. But yeah, I'm probably going off the corner of that. I'm gonna assume that that's what that movie is.
Yeah, something crazy like
but
that.
I like, what was the salmon splash?
Salmon splash, yeah.
Wow,
I like that.
Like,
I like that one.
I like as a former English major, I really appreciate the alliteration. Like I really love me some
like
good ass alliteration.
Solid.
Good
On the
ass
nose.
alliteration. I love it.
We're educated over here.
Yes, we are. Where the hell? I've lost my place. I don't know where I'm
We
at.
ruined the show for Sorg.
No, this is great. This is how I know it's good. What would I say? Tatiana, Keith Hott are on there as well. Was there anybody else important that I missed? Okay, important to us. There's a lot of important people on there. I'm just,
I don't think the runway has been mentioned yet, but I think
they are on there. Yes,
they're on. But if they haven't yet,
I think they 95-ish was Calvin, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out how I keep ending up in.
I was keeping up with
They
it.
separated, and I can't figure out how to get to the other numbers on the website. So I'm trying to find them right over here.
I was keeping up with it for a couple of days, and then like life got busy, and I couldn't like just keep up with it. Like I just kept retweeting it, and I was like, I'm gonna come back to this later and look back at it, but I just never come back at it because like.
And they're only up to they've only announced up to 51.
Okay.
So we still don't have the top 50 yet. So I'm sure that's where our Effies and everybody's going to pop up. Oh, there's a link if you go to the new one.
Look at that.
There's some familiar names. Lindsay Snow at 79.
I've met Lindsay
There we
Snow.
go.
She's great. I love her.
Lindsay's amazing.
Mr. Graham.
Accidentally got me high. They did a smoke out session as part of their thing in Hollywood.
Dog,
I like that.
I was really hungry and couldn't. But the problem was I didn't have a chance to get anything to eat before I had to produce the FTR podcast.
Dang.
And
So
so
you
it
just
was
sit
a
there.
really
Yeah.
rough
You
night
were
for
fighting off
me.
demons.
I got to the next thing and I was like, where do I grab a bite to eat? Like I hadn't been to the WrestleCon building yet, and they're like, oh, there might be something like a block away. I'm like, I can't go explore downtown LA and then go set this
Not
fucking
this
shit
time of
up
night.
and figure out if I can stream this fucking show. You
Yeah.
know?
Not this time,
Like,
right?
yeah, it was. And we were standing on the ring, and they're like at a table in the middle of the ring at Knuckleheads, and it just like all the second hand is blowing my way, and I'm just like, oh no.
You're like,
So,
oh, I'm getting high.
yeah,
This is happening.
I got to. My hotel was a casino. It's funny
That's
because
a
my
terrible,
room.
terrible choice.
I bet those
Right?
lights looked real pretty.
What's that?
I bet those lights looked real pretty walking
It
in.
was not a good casino. But they had a convenience store, and I just bought every like snack cake I could. It's the only thing I could think of that would fill my stomach for the money. And I was just like, just eat this. And then, ironically, I think that's the night I was supposed to have a roommate. But they did a cannabis wrestling show, and didn't make it.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Somebody gave it up one time. Mr. Grimm at 78. Oh, there's the creeps, as we mentioned.
I hate the fact that you make that. That's
If you know, you know.
if you know, you know.
Yeah. But anyways, looking for anybody else that we recognize here. Piper Niven at 72.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know Piper was in the community.
Really?
I was
I
not
thought
aware
that was
of
like
this.
well known. That's like,
Well, not in my world.
that's fair. We
I
are.
was not aware.
I'm in the QWI. You in the JCW world. You know, it's just world.
Yeah.
We're just two different things. But no, it's pretty cool that people are now consistently like yearly.
Ashton Starr, is that somebody that's been through?
Yes.
Ashe Wrestling. That's why I know him from. Okay. Abaddon, of course, doing great things on Ring of Honor right now lately. So, there's now Steph DeLando. That's the one that's been doing shit with Matt Cardona over at GCW.
Mhm.
So, but keep an eye out for that. We'll see
Their
what the
pictures are so cool.
Mhm.
Like a lot of, I noticed that with like people like a lot of neon themes. They like.
It's kind of like a color.
No, there's some,
It's so
there's some
cool. No,
gloomy
like,
ones in
it's-
here too.
It's really like they're so.
Can I
such
can I
good
tell you my
photos.
the first wrestler I ever met was actually Fred Drescher, like Fred.
Fred Rosser?
Fred Rosser, sorry. I actually met him randomly because I was taking the connection flight from Atlanta back to Pittsburgh. I guess he was leaving somewhere in the area, and we met. There's a picture. I will show you the picture of 13 with me, with at the time Darren Young.
We'll have to bring that to the next.
Gonna
show you
have to.
do.
That's gotta bring
I
up,
can say you
yes.
like, yo, that's literally a 13-year-old Zeke.
Nice.
But if we get that would be a cool day if I get to wrestle Fred. Like
Well,
just like
does that mean you're putting your application into the New Japan Dojo?
if I have to, look, I don't like California like that much.
Yeah, but it's the dojo.
I get it, but at the
Come
same
on,
time,
Zeke.
at the
I
same
mean,
time,
young lion Zeke Mercer. Come on.
I don't-
Zeke. Zeke.
I am physically a young lion. I do not look like a young lion.
No, I mean, I'm surprised some of the people that go in there and do that like later, like seemingly later in their career, right?
Oh yeah,
And
I mean,
do
like you just
complete-
have to eat that.
I mean,
the
look
time
at
and money
like
for
I
it.
don't know how old Juice Robinson was when he went in there and completely reinvented himself on there. So, and actually, correction because I think it said a different number. Tyler Klein at 52, Calvin at 51.
Oh, look at that!
Wow, look
back
at that.
to back.
At the top of the known list. Look at that. So,
Look
and
at
also
that.
that's why it's important if there's a photographer at your show, take advantage of that because then you got cool pictures on your Instagram for shit like this later. So you can represent. And then
if you do have photographers who are taking your pictures for free, please try to tip them.
credit the shit out of them.
Credit them, tip them. Do something to show appreciation.
Absolutely.
Like something. Even try to make the effort. Just do it.
Yep. Or share them.
Share the
them
shot.
too.
Yeah.
And tip.
By the way, I think it's awesome that 880 has like Advent calendars. And there's 2 versions of them.
I saw.
And we're on our 2nd year of doing that. Like I'm like,
Advent calendar?
Wait, Advent, or you mean like aren't they like
whichever
month calendars or what? They're calendars.
Calendars.
Yeah,
They're calendars. Like
It's like, how'd you guys get prizes in calendars?
I don't know what it's called. Advent. What it's called.
Well,
It's
an
just for-
advent calendar is the thing where you get like through like
I don't
every.
know, man. Just whatever they're called. I don't know the technical term.
Like we're doing an Advent calendar on indie wrestling,
See, that's cool.
so you know,
That is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Missy's digging out some interesting.
I want to
matches
do
for
one,
that.
but with Schwede. Why did my brain?
Swede?
Weed.
Oh, okay. Okay, that'd be a fun
Swede.
one too.
But like everyone's a different strain.
But put it in a Hello Kitty calendar.
Oh, fuck
Snoopy.
Snoopy?
Yeah.
That
yeah.
Snoopy's a stoner. We
oh,
know
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
it. He's got some demons he's fighting from the war.
And by the war, we mean when the yard was done. I got you again. Come on.
So Partner says I was going to produce this show, but I got high.
Too.
That's actually the tagline for the episode.
No, that might be no, because I can't get that past. No,
No, you
it's going to
won't.
kill the algorithm.
FCC
Anyway, speaking of the algorithm and things that I just mentioned, shout outs. Reminder: IndieWrestling.us, all your fine wrestling needs. All the back catalog for 880 Wrestling is on there, as well as Top Rope Tabletop. It's going to be coming back very soon, as they give me a date for the next live stream. And there's going to be a reboot, new season coming up here, new Dungeon Master as well, and of course, all the rating for stuff. Of course, RWA Seasons Beatings, the RWA one. I know there's like 20 of them, but they've been doing this for 15 years. So they kind of like they're, they own it. Big cage match this weekend. I think it's a War Games match with the Gambino family against the Wise Guys family, I think. It's going to be crazy. I mean, I remember the first time I filmed inside a cage that involved a Marshall Gambino, and there was a table on fire, and I considered my life choices. And people keep telling me to get in the cage. I'm like, no, somebody needs to direct. But anyways, we'll get some poor soul in there. Go check that out. That'll be streaming this Saturday, of course. And of course, every week is 880's Thursday night fights with T2T. Yeah, that's right. Academy Pittsburgh. I thought I did it backwards. And that's live and free and a lot of fun there. And of course, Penn Brewery, Unholy Holiday.
St. James.
The
We don't
20th,
say-
correct?
St. James Unholy
Is the 20th at
December
Penn
20th.
Brewery. I believe we'll be in the ballroom once again, unless it's shockingly 60, 70 degrees. Or
We're
something.
gonna put it in the ballroom.
We're gonna
It's
put it in the
ballroom.
It's
We ain't
gonna be
going
in the
back
ballroom.
outside. We ain't going back outside.
We ain't going back.
Back outside. Not till the sun come back.
Not till the sun.
When she come back, we come back. God
There
damn
you
it.
go. There you go.
I'm excited. It's gonna be a good show.
Oh yeah, that like
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
the October show was fun. It was just towards the end it got cold. Like, and we did it outside.
I was good until like literally the last match.
Yeah, right.
So
like, it's just,
it was
and
it worked
fun.
out really
like, it was
well.
doing like a fun atmosphere, it had a cool background,
Yep.
and like, but it was just like, damn, like it's getting goddamn cold. This ring is.
That was one of those where technically I'm just trying to get through the show, but I'm enjoying what we're putting out kind of things. You know, it was very difficult, but outside shows it's wild because outside shows are difficult, but I have like 5 ideas for really cool outside shows that I want to do.
Let's start talking about them now. So
Oh, I was in a brainstorming session last night. And I'm just like, we could do this. Could we put a ring in this? Could we put a ring on this? You know, it's like,
I don't want to put a ring on nothing.
I got some. What's that?
I don't want to put a ring on anything.
I don't know. The one idea may involve like some kind of crane to make it happen or something, but
no.
because I don't
On
know.
top of a silo.
You're
Why did that?
you're actually not too far off from one of the ideas. So,
Sorg, what are you booking, man?
there's some
bar?
crazy ideas going
I'm
around.
confused.
You know some of the evil geniuses that I work with.
I know.
Yep. Anyways, so 880's coming up this weekend. I don't even know what I was going to talk about this segment. I think I got to know.
We are here to ruin the show, Kim.
Yep. Distract.
I got 2 items for you.
For me or for Kim?
Oh, actually, one's from Zeke because I think you shared this, and then I want to share another kind of hilarious thing I found on the internet for wrestling adjacent. But let's give a shout out to this. I've been seeing these posts, and I've been wanting to bring them up here on the show. So thank you, Zeke. I think you shared this article with our old friend of the show, Lee Moriarty.
Yeah.
Had an art show, I believe. Is it in Miami? I believe
In Florida.
So, where does he have the art on here in the
And
article?
he's a wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
He's
And he does
he's
art.
AEW. He's a current Ring of Honor Pure Champion
He's
from
here.
right here in
Wow.
Pittsburgh. I believe very close in the training class to you, Zeke, in McKeesport, right?
He helped me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
like
like 2 or 3 years after him.
You were there at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Fun fact, he actually made my symbol.
that makes sense.
Oh, wow.
You know, I see a lot of because so he's been putting on his social media a lot of his art and leading up to the show, and he's always been like he was. I remember he was always I've talked about many times about he was the one that was like figuring out social media before a lot of people were,
Yes, he was.
and doing those kind of things, doing the artwork.
I remember him yelling at me for it.
Making his own videos in After Effects because he just loves paint apparently, and
He's good at it.
Yeah, he's
Like,
very good.
Very good.
There's so many parallels between him and Walking Wild because Walking Wild, Shima Zion, DJ Z was I think won the contest and did the original Ring of Honor logo.
Yep.
Back in
Another person who's like from here on DJ Z is also
who's now part of the LWO and hangs out with Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
So
in WWE. So
Yes.
like
Very cool.
yes, he's the one. You may have seen the shot where they slingshot one guy from the second rope out into the aisleway.
we may have to show her that.
I may have to show you that.
There's some
Yeah,
things
show
that
me.
she's just never seen. Like
I'm not on the same talks as everybody.
Patreon was going to be us showing you this stuff because
like,
I don't want to show the
think-
footage
I
on the
think
show.
You could get a whole episode of just showing like crazy spots to Kim and just getting her reaction. Like, cause some of the shit she's never seen. Like,
Research department, chat room, send us shots. Just
Send us crazy-
Send us crazy little clips we need to show her after we go to Patreon. Here.
just
And
absolutely.
that's just
like,
what we're
the
gonna
fuck?
do.
You're
Yes.
gonna be like, you're gonna question like, see, this is what you do in your free time, Zeke. I'm judging you now. Like, yeah, that's fair, man. It's fair, but like, I've never done some of the things as crazy as that. I think the craziest thing I've done was climb that chicken wire cage. That is the only crazy thing I think I've done, other than being in like what's it called, 6-man France Been the Weapons. I've been in 2 of those in VCW.
They like those. They really like those.
They really love those. They keep bringing crazier and crazier weapons though.
Mhm.
A little bit to a point. I'm like, all right, this is actually like, I think it's like an assault charge now. I've actually used this. Like, I think this is like premeditated murder.
Aren't most things that happen in wrestling, if they happen anywhere else, would be an assault charge?
Well, I think if you
Possibly
the
attempted manslaughter.
The argument you can always say is that wrestlers are combatants that agree to the violence that will happen in that ring.
Yeah, they have the.
So that's like if you was in UFC, you got knocked out, and you try to sue the guy because you got knocked out. It's like, what are you talking
Well, you
about?
gave me permission to do
Yeah,
it.
like we're in the, like what we think we're doing here.
Yeah.
So I mean, but at the same time, I think there's also like a level of, hey, this is definitely premeditated.
Yeah.
And I think once we start using vehicles, I think we're at that point. As someone who studied
we
law,
have a
I think
couple
we're
of
at that
those.
point. If you start putting keys and ignitions and turning it on,
I was sharing with somebody your appearance at the handgun incident.
yeah.
The other day. So there's
The
that.
pandemic, dog.
Pandemic was wild.
The pandemic was
We did
wild.
some weird shit.
So
there was
fun.
there was that cornfield, or a cow field or whatever. It's just
There's just some
Did you
shit
guys
people.
go cow tipping?
No,
we
but
recorded.
that would probably be the safer option in
It would have
comparison.
been. No, we recorded a Halloween show in the middle of a field
In
for
Westmoreland County.
2PW.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
think I vaguely remember that. That
Do you
was
remember I was
whenever
like-
you
I
and I
was
first
like-
became friends, I think.
Do you remember just like here's what I'm doing for the night? Like it was just, like,
Yeah,
randomly in the-
It ended in a car accident. Like literally,
was in
like
the
the
car
end of the show
accident.
was a car accident. David Lawless was in the other car, and it's still in every sidekick sizzle reel I have.
because it's like
'Cause
it's
it will
the
never go
craziest
away.
shot. Like
It will never go away.
it should never go away.
Yeah. So the backhoes and everything. Anyways, back to art. There's a video actually with Lee and his behind the scenes of his art thing here as well. Also, he edited this whole fucking
Yeah,
video.
he did. Like,
you
you can
know
tell-
he shot
this
and
is-
edited this whole damn video. So I love it. It's like this kind of lucha art going on there down in Miami. So honest to goodness, fucking yard show. Look at this guy. Fucking great. I love the
20,000 views. Look at him go.
The luchador, like fucking.
Liger.
No, he's got that AEW rub though, right? So,
But it's awesome to see that
Mhm.
there's like wrestlers have more than one outlet.
Yep.
absolutely.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of people who only have one outlet and it gets a little jumbled.
Mhm,
So like the
mhm.
fact that Lee has, not just wrestling, but his graphic designing or his art that he makes, and now
Mhm.
Well, and he's editing the videos. Like
Yeah,
he's
so,
not.
like,
j-
He's
Yeah.
his own media department. He
Yeah, he-
really
he-
is his own
he
media department. This is
is
what we
the
preach
media
to new
department.
wrestlers.
Yeah.
You are, I've heard this. I'm regurgitating it from years ago. Was every wrestler is their own business. You're a small business, and whether that's you do all this stuff or you hire people that do it. I notice a lot of people using Swemba for their promos lately, for multiple promotions, not just Enjoy. Like, that's really cool to see. Like, they're like, no, I want to do something real, and something that's going to set you apart rather than sitting in your car doing a promo, right? Which is funny since Kevin Owens did a promo interview with Michael Cole in his car this week. And then somebody said, is that to make it okay for independent wrestlers? And I say, yes, if you have a 3-camera shoot in your car.
yeah,
Like they did.
that 3-camera snap was like
Yes.
the most
Yeah.
important thing.
Yes, that still
That
was
promo.
more than just a promo in your car. And there's a fucking reason he's not allowed in the arena.
Yeah.
So they were,
You just gotta agree. Like, there's some wrestling fans who are just here to be contrarians. They're just here to start shit in the comments. Like, they are not.
no,
Like,
I don't
like
think
they
that's
like you gotta admit that there's someone that they're just here to cause the shit.
I don't even know if the promo in your car thing, that's more us talking about that. I don't know if fans
it's-
give a shit, honestly.
No,
like
I'm just saying
like
that.
you and I and Dombrowski and whoever in production is like, don't fucking give me that because it looks amateur hour, right? And the whole point of any independent wrestling, it should be, I think, to create a show that looks bigger than we know what goes into it. We know what these venues are, but perception is reality on that kind of thing. It's the same thing with podcasting, same thing with media. You look like a professional thing that knows what they're doing.
You play the
You are
People will
professional.
believe you are a professional thing that knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what it looks like behind the scenes. Truth is, it's a mess for everybody behind the scenes, no matter where the fuck you are, on
Yeah.
what level you are.
That
That's
is
the
so
fucking truth
true.
all over the place. And if people are watching Thursday nights, that is the most fucking punk rock, like glued together, duct taped together production, that we
through.
do. But it comes through because we all take our part in it.
Well, and the passion's there too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, a lot of people who come through, they'll know it's like, there's like so much passion. It's like, yeah, because we all
Like, you're not
love
just
wrestling.
going through the motions
Yeah.
to get it done and to get a paycheck.
Mhm.
Like, you guys actually have the passion for
like,
it.
yeah, and that's 880. Like, when people say like, you gotta pull yourself by your bootstraps, like, that's what 880 did.
Like
from
yeah,
like the
exactly.
ground up.
Exactly.
Like, we didn't have much help.
And eventually get to the point. I had somebody recently, I was on a job a couple months ago, and they're like, and this is somebody I respect in the business, looked at me at the end of the show and was like, man, thank you so much. I wasn't even going to call you because I thought you were too pro for this. And
What
I
does
was
that
like,
mean? I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm like, no, I need to fucking work, man, for one thing, So yeah, like what a weird, like,
Yeah.
you
No.
might be too good to get this job. I'm like, no, I'm not. First of all, I'll help you out, and
She's like, give it.
yeah, it's like, no,
I'll
fucking
take it.
try me, okay? That's my because if I think it's interesting, I'm down, for something like that. So
I mean, it's such an interesting concept. I mean, if I heard all the time, like, the point of wrestling is to try new things and then put in places where it hasn't been before.
Mhm.
That's pretty much 880.
yeah.
Like, we are,
Boundaries.
yeah, we're great. Like, who decided to put wrestling in New Canton recently?
Apparently everybody now, because now Kaiju was there, OVW's coming in.
Yeah,
So I'm glad.
It's almost like
we
it's almost like we opened the gates.
I was like,
thanks. All right, cool.
maybe fans will come out to New Kensington for
Oh,
wrestling.
look at that. Little elbow
How
grease.
about
Look at that. Look what we built the town. Oh,
Built the town, then
goddamn.
walk
And then
away.
we walk around, enjoy what we built. Let's go. Like, no, but for real, like, I love.
You know what? I feel like this always happens because I've seen this happen multiple times in this business in the area.
Right.
Some wrestling company is going to go into that building after.
Oh, dude, and you know what? That's awesome.
You know,
Go ahead, like but like the ground has been like set already. Just do what you can. Kaiju been there, like you said. Who else is coming there? You said
OVW.
That's cool. Like that's awesome. I'm glad that someone's like, you know what? Since dumb kids are doing it, I think we can do it. Like
there's a thriving,
like awesome,
and which is also, I think it's all in this thriving concert venue that's randomly in
yeah.
I love that has
Preserve.
other shows that you and I want to go to that have nothing to do with wrestling.
Yeah.
So
that'd be my stance. I actually like Preserve it. I like the cool concert venue. I got my sister's birthday presents from there because the record shop.
They got some cool shops there.
They had some cool shit. Like I love the fact that New Ken is just building upon itself. Like it's not relying on like any big names to prop itself up. It is just businesses like Voodoo and 880 and Preserving and other places like that are just kind of like, no, this is our town. We can support ourselves.
And for those out, I mean, the New Ken is it's about, I'd say, a half an hour without traffic out of town, up the One River, and it's one of those definitely, it's one of those Rust Belt towns that's definitely been
right by it.
Right, but for those in Seattle,
For those in Seattle.
it's one of those like standard like steel mill shut down, used to be thriving like 80 years ago thing,
And now it's not.
and now it's like
I would say it's
really
making
struggling.
But no, I would say at the
Not
same
now.
time it's making one hell of a comeback because
is.
all these damn fairs we did for the last 2 years, I feel it's gotten bigger and bigger and you can't find any more parking. And I think that's actually a really good sign compared to how it was when we first did Fridays on Fifth, where it's like, oh, you can always find parking. Towards like this past summer, like July, so hard to find parking. Not even, like, forget about the main street. They blocked that off. The sides, the grocery store down the block, just lined with people, and they're coming for the Voodoo at some music at Voodoo. Some stuff was going on and Preserving, other shops, and then at the end of the night, most people do migrate down to Fifth Avenue to watch the wrestling show. So it's like it's a whole.
Well, and that's what's going to be great about whenever you move to Southside.
Yeah,
Is that
you can bring that environment there, which is gonna be cool. I mean, it's gonna be definitely testing new waters. Like I think we're definitely so punk rock. It was like, yeah, why aren't we in Pittsburgh? But at the same time, like, all right, let's see if we can actually do this in Pittsburgh.
I think you won't.
I think we won't have too much of a problem.
I mean, I'm looking logistically at just like growing pains of the space, obviously.
Well, at the same time, I can always say we are actually like working on turning that thing into like a reimagined studio wrestling. I would say that like we are going to use that space like the best of our ability, and
because we've already had one go at it. Well, between that, like even to the point, I mean, I'm always concerned when we go to a new venue because it's just a new set of logistics to make you guys look good, and we almost didn't pull it off at Penn Brewery. I don't know if you guys know how close we both times we almost didn't pull off.
Who are you talking to right now?
Right?
Look who you talking to.
Like literally,
I'm in.
I think you were part of the discussion the first time. But
I do more than just wrestling.
I was really concerned about the ballroom, and thankfully my videographer was like, "I got some lights in my car." I'm like, "Of course you do. Please bring them in." And they just fucking made the show.
Yeah, dude. Like but that's wrestling. It's literally coming together to do this stuff. It's hard to find like really like people who want to do that like all the time.
That's the thing.
You can see professionals like run shows and everyone's like handshakes and all that, but like it's
when push comes to shove.
When the push, that stuff can fall apart. But I tell you, there's so many times where AA has been stress tested, and I'm just like, I don't think no matter what happens, you can't break this little group up. Not like you can't. Like I don't care what drama's going on or who's saying what. It's like when it's showtime. When it's like Sorg. When it's 6:50 on the show day, you can feel the energy. Like everyone's starting to get in the mood. Everyone's moving shit. You see people getting yelled at.
Comes together.
You know what I mean? Everyone's just
when you're an hour and a half from show and you realize you don't have a videographer and somebody pulls through for you and like fucking opens up a new door. Fucking great. I love it. I love it.
People step up all the time,
and that doesn't happen. Wrestling. That doesn't happen at a lot of shows because a lot of it is like, well, that's not my circus, kind of thing.
And we're not saying it happens to like all wrestlers.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna say like it would be a rarity to find like people in wrestling who just want to step up and do whatever job needs to be done. Like it is actually kind of fun. Like, oh, do you want to do this? Well, I don't know how to. Versus some of our kids are just like, I don't know how to, but I'll shout at you. and learn how to do it for next time. Or I will learn it as we're doing it. Just stick next to me. Literally, we had like music. Music is our biggest thing.
Yeah.
People have literally learned music, like 3-4 people at a time learning at the same time.
I think our current music person said that. I think they stopped training wrestling and said they want to do this part of it.
Yeah,
like that part of it.
Yeah,
so,
that's cool. But if the fact that like wrestling exposed, like, oh, I want to do this. That's cool. You found your role. Why not?
Absolutely.
We need people in those roles. Like, don't think wrestling is just we need refs and wrestlers and what else, like ring announcers and videographers. There's a lot of people we need that unfortunately are unsung heroes, but we need them.
Absolutely,
we absolutely need them.
Well, in the meantime, hey, there's a lot of people that have been around in the business a long time, and I want to give a shout out to some friends of ours that are celebrating 20 years in the business. That old moving company, the Gambino family. If you know, you know. No, they're going to be. They're part of that big cage match this past weekend, or this coming up weekend. God, I just time traveled. I just time copped Tony Khan. Anyways, we're gonna check in with the situation leading into that steel cage match with the Gambinos and the Wise Guy families there with the Renegade Wrestling Alliance. That's down in West Newton, Pennsylvania. But if small towns scare you, that's okay. It's streaming at indiewrestling.us. So go check that out, and we're gonna hear from some of our friends there, and we'll be right back after this.
Wise guys, you're gonna learn the hard way. Next month, it's either go big or go home. And if there's anything about the Gambinos, if you didn't know, we always go big. Especially next month. This is it for us. Win, lose, or draw in December. You're with us in a cage. Survive if you can, fellas.
So Gambinos, you want the Wise Guys inside of a steel cage? You think that at the end of your 20-year career, you're gonna ride off in a blaze of glory? Well, you got another thing coming.
Wise guys. Wise guys. You're not too wise. You're not too wise. You poke the bear long enough, the bear's gonna get you.
Gambinos, you see tonight, you came out there, House of Fire, and you surprised the Wise Guys. But guess what? When you got a short bet, when you got a brutal boy right here, when you got a man with no damn shame, you're looking at 4 of the most dangerous men inside of this company. And next month, these 4 badass mothers.
Like Mick said, next month, come hell or high water, the Gambinos are gonna go out in a blaze of glory. The question is, are you going to hell with us? I sure hope so. See you soon, lovebirds.
I'm gonna kick your ass right out of town. We're gonna kick your ass into the graves and bury everything you've done. Cause when the door's shut, Gambinos, you're gonna be left sleeping with the fishes.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
We are back, Wrestling Mayhem Show with Zeke Mercer and Kimmi Rhoades. Not that Rhoades family. No,
not the Dusty Rhoades family.
No, I just realized, like some people are on audio, not seeing how it's spelled, and they're like, "What is this? Like the cousin? Is this Dustin's daughter? What is this?"
Could you imagine? I am friends with someone who's directly related to Dusty Rhoades.
That was my grandfather's nickname. They called him Dusty.
No way.
And I didn't even know about this. I knew about it before, and then I heard of a wrestler named Dusty Rhoades, and I'm like, oh, so that's where he stole it from.
That's what's long
so
got
getting
from.
a polka dot jacket.
Polka dot jacket
for a wrestling show.
That's a polka dot jacket.
Okay.
It's the reference. That's Oh yeah.
We'll show you some stuff.
God, I don't know if I could ever be caught dead in polka dots. Like I'm.
Oh,
gay, but
you
I'm not
the
that
story.
He shouldn't have been either.
Like the story behind that
Yeah,
will
yeah.
like break you. Like
It's real
Do I wanna
surprising.
know?
What?
Do I
it's
want
a
to know?
long story.
It's a long story.
It's a
yeah.
long
It's like
story.
it's
It's
a long
context.
story.
There's layers to it.
Yeah.
No, but I am not. I am not related to Dusty Rhodes.
You never know because
I guess I could be.
like it was real random. Like Samantha Starr was wrestling in the area and is like the niece of Jake Roberts.
I believe so.
Lady
I could be wrong.
Lady Frost says relation to was it Ivan Putski?
You have to.
I think it is.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But
yeah.
there's like so many people like second generation. Like
We all have
Yeah,
to be. We're all related to like
Some way,
some celebrity
yeah,
or
some
some.
way,
Right.
I'm
somehow.
so interested in who. I think mine's Winona Ryder,
You think related to her?
just because we look alike.
That could be a good. That could be a like. That could be a thing.
But that's it.
Somebody's hitting up that 23andMe after the show.
Yeah,
I
like,
know,
Like, hold on.
I know.
But yeah, like, yeah, wrestling is full of, like second, like third generation wrestlers all around, like randomly here and there.
Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting because like I've seen some wrestlers like their kids are around the show, like maybe they're like the promoter at that time, and like I don't think the kids care.
Nope.
At a certain point, just like, oh, dad's always been a wrestler and does this crazy thing on the weekends, and like they just seem like, yeah, okay,
Wrestling has become so normalized in my family that my little brother, like for real, thought that my taxable year-end job was professional wrestling.
Well, this is where, because I remember when I started watching independent wrestling, like in my mind, this is what they did. Whether and it's at that point where like, I'm thinking, like I Marshall Gambino was completely just doing this, or something like that. Like the math isn't computing in my head at that point, right? Because and again, it's that perception. You don't have that perception that these guys all have day jobs and all this. And amazingly, people that you see that you think are the big time, like still have a day job of some sort, right? Or have something else on the side or something like that, right? So
most of my career I was in college for.
Yeah. So, but people think this is what you do.
Oh yeah, people thought I was like
yeah.
This is like you make money off this. Like
I thought Zeke's last name was actually Mercer for the longest.
like, yeah.
I hate finding out when it's not. To be quite honest.
Yeah.
I will not call, like I've known Marshall Gambino for 20 years. Most of those 20 years. And I will not call him by his other name.
Yeah.
No,
also,
yeah.
it's the same name as one of the promoters, so that
Yeah,
also doesn't help.
Right. That's
But I'm
confusing.
like, no, please stop calling your partner the other name because
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. I thought he was talking about somebody. I thought he was talking about Gory because they had the same real name. And I'm just like, no, that's not right. I'm very confused.
Yeah, like, who is
like,
this?
no, don't stop messaging me on your shoot account. So, and
Only a few people actually can find my shoe account.
yeah, I
Like, to
stumble
spell
on
it.
it every once
You
in a
got-
while.
you gotta
and
spell
I'm just
it.
like, I'm in the wrong place. Move on. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta spell it right.
But
no, I think it's great though. I think
and then people don't think my name's actually Sorg. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
'Cause I always think if your name wasn't Sorg, I would be like, that's crazy. That's actually crazy because you worked.
I knew somebody for like 2 years of school before they're like, wait, that's your last name? We're still good friends.
I mean, fair. There's not a lot of people who actually know my last name.
It took me a few years to figure out.
I've seen it. I couldn't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
So, anyways, now everybody's going to be on that scavenger hunt. But
Good luck.
Yes.
But
It
people
ain't-
on the internet will find it.
Yeah, good luck though.
Someone.
Good luck with the spelling. I'll say that. Good luck with the spelling.
no. Yeah.
Good luck because it ain't easy for you.
You thought the Polish shit around here was hard.
That's true.
Right?
Oh my
Some
gosh.
of the shit-
You have no. Yeah.
You have
No.
no idea.
No. Again, some of the promoters, I've seen their shoot names. They're like, no,
I'm
not
not
doing that.
Not which stage name.
Yes. I went to a wedding one time.
Yep.
Of a certain masked gentleman, and like his entire faction was basically the party, and I'd never seen their real names before, and I'm like,
what?
Who the fuck is? Like it was like a lot of like, okay.
So this person's there. Okay.
Yeah.
What I really love though about even like even just like hiding in plain sight, like the Clark Kent effect I keep telling you about. Like I just put on my glasses,
Except you wear glasses. Yeah.
and no one like the last AE show, I was getting yelled at, right?
Yeah.
F you Zeke, all that, right? I beat down two of the most popular little kids in the 80. I come back out, same jacket, glasses. No one says a damn thing to me.
Mhm.
I take off the glasses, I go around the corner. Someone's like, "Fuck you, Zeke." I was like, "I'm putting the glasses back on."
You're just like who's this child over
Like, who-
here? What is
like same jacket, everything. The same jacket I wore out to the ring. I wore, and no one said a damn thing. Takes off the glasses.
It's perception.
Like
Plus,
what made you what? Like,
was that wait, was that at the Penn Brewery show?
Yeah, that was
or
at Penn
okay.
Brewery.
Oh yeah, they drunk.
it happens. No, it happens everywhere. No matter
Yeah.
sober or drunk or wherever version of inebriation you are. Like it,
Whatever you're inebriated with.
it works every time. There are some people who are like, "Oh, I didn't see you there."
No, it really does. So, like, yeah.
It's like you just become nice with when you can see. It's like, yeah.
Anyways, I had one more social media thing I meant to show you last segment, but we kept going with that one. I've been getting these ads for StubHub lately.
Uh-oh.
And have you seen these? Or?
I think I seen the one you posted on
Yeah.
Threads.
I had to share this. So I've been getting this one for a while for WWE Live because I think they're having a holiday tour coming up in a couple weeks here, right? At the arena, and it's just hilarious to me. This is the picture that's the wrong button. This is the picture that they chose. I presume StubHub shows this. It just looks like an indie show.
Like an indie show.
I don't know where it is. I don't think this is a Pittsburgh promotion.
So vague.
I think it's just stock photography of wrestling.
I don't think that's even allowed.
You should do like the thing where you can like backwards like trace it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Okay. I want to do that in a moment. But first, first of all, this is the one. This is the one that enjoy. The next slide on the Instagram post was enjoy wrestling.
Yeah, so that's an indie promotion.
That looks very.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a stock photo.
That looks like it's supposed to be
No,
flipped, though.
it's StubHub. That's definitely a stock photo.
That is like just a crowd of people. Some guy is whistling.
Enjoy wrestling.
Yeah, these people are about twice the median age of people that go to enjoy wrestling, probably.
Yeah.
So who knows what it's from?
Kimmi, remember we went down to Southside? See that wrestling show that was in Southside Works?
The one that was outside?
Outside Taco Mania?
Yeah.
That's Enjoy Wrestling. That company.
Okay.
So I was like,
I have to give a shout out to crushgals.art over on the blue sky. It says, "Enjoy fans, we all dress like narcs."
I know. There's no diversity whatsoever in that crowd.
That's how you know it's not Enjoy.
Hey, whoa, look at the guy in the turban. The guy.
The one guy.
There is one guy in a.
One guy in a turban.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is definitely not Enjoy's photos.
No.
I can tell you that right now.
Is that one guy is whistling like you do that at a?
I've never seen someone actually do that.
I think they used to do it in like the 90s a lot. So
Probably
that and air
My
horns.
dad used to.
Air horns
I don't
and
think
laser
anyone's
pointers.
I don't think anyone's ever whistled at any show I've like been to. Even when like the babyface won like the championship or something. Like never.
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like people aren't whistling at wrestling.
That has to be like a stock sound now.
Yeah.
In the 21st century.
So are you gonna backwards trace that photo?
Give me 1 second.
Give me that. I don't want to know what's that coming from. Where is it from?
Totally.
I'm working on it.
I love that.
I'm working on it right now.
These companies, y'all, they just like don't care.
The move is to make your own ecosystem and just do what you can.
So it's in a lot of stuff. This is wait for this. Look at all the things that pops up. You got a Newsweek article. You got a similar looking article that looks really suggestive from WWE. Let's see.
Damn, this is
and there's just a lot of similar stuff going on. There's a lot of butt in that one. Affinity Consulting. What is this? We're going down the rabbit hole. An easier way to wrestle with attachments in Outlook. Oh God.
I don't want to know what that means.
Oh God. No, it's actually about Outlook, Microsoft Outlook.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of these. Listen, we had an exercise a couple years ago.
You'd be surprised how many wrestlers do not like check their emails and stuff. I don't know how to use Outlook. It's actually pretty cool.
But I don't think that's
no offense, but
that makes sense. Actually,
that checks out.
Like,
do you think gotta check my email? Like, no, they're not checking their email.
No
wrestlers, yeah.
I don't blame, and like, I'm not. Look, I'm a content creator. I barely check my email too. Like I'm not. I mean, I do, but like I kind of have to. But like I get it.
I hate you guys.
I get it.
The other
I'm
one.
not judging.
The other one is a placeholder photo, background photo for a betting site, bookmakers.eu.
WWE betting and much more.
I mean that's like DraftKings is doing that. Like that's like a real thing that's happening.
What is up with that? Have you seen Vanessa Hudgens on that one MGT? She's like, whoa! And she has
what?
Vanessa Hudgens. She looks like a escort girl or something. She's got a man's jacket over her shoulders.
We gotta look it up.
And she like is in this gold dress, and she's like, on BetMGM. Whoa!
Everyone's on
and I'm
that
like, how
MGM.
much did they pay her to
A
do
lot.
this commercial? I'm so curious.
The crazy thing is, who's betting on wrestling? Like, can we have that conversation?
I don't know if this is
like,
wrestling.
Like, hold on. You're telling me that you're gonna put your hard-earned money on professional wrestling, not horse races, NFL games, like NHL
do you know
games.
how many people betted on
Professional
that
wresting?
thing with what's
You know
his
how
face
many-
and what's his face?
You know how many people were
Yeah.
betting on the election?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
people
dumb.
people will bet
dumb.
on anything and everything, Zeke.
But I think at the same time, but out of everything to bet on or that can possibly have a chance to go either way, professional wrestling. Wait, what's the bet?
It's like betting on Games of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
So they're actually
Yeah, I got
already
50.
written.
I got 50 for the first 5 minutes. I'm gonna see blood.
So there was, there was, God, chat room help me out. Like something like 10 years ago, there was a fantasy booking thing for WWE that they did internally, right? And it was like, what?
You know about that?
No.
Our research department.
I watched somebody on a
What are
screen
you
freak
doing?
out about
Oh
it.
my God, he's got a binder.
He's got a binder.
The band person is in the Zoom, and they're opening a binder. They're excitedly opening a binder. And what are you showing me? Yes, that's your eFed. I get that. You know, that's a thing you did. No, that was for the site. That was for the site. He's not allowed to talk on the show, so now he's pantomiming me. Lassie, tell me where the wrestling's falling down the well. Please.
Are they cold?
Are they cold? Yeah.
Sorry.
What is it, Lass?
You're allowed to be in the chat room. Please go to the chat room.
Please
Type it out for everybody,
You're allowed
please,
to be. You're not
friend.
banned from the chat room. They didn't send us a memo on that. And yes. Anyways,
Yes.
God.
Wait, someone got... I'm just going to leave it.
That's that thing we were talking
Oh yeah,
about.
we got
That's
put.
yeah.
There's so much lore.
There's so much lore.
All right.
Yes, we've only received one letter from WWE, so, and it wasn't actually about that. So that was somebody else got it talking. Old WWE booking game where you can use fake money on wins and losses throughout the week. Yeah, I think that was it. You know,
So
And
that
it was-
must be
yeah.
why we have GM mode.
Well, GM mode I think was before that actually. No, there was starting to be. I think there was starting to be at the time. A lot of these fantasy leagues around WWE, and like Yahoo Sports probably did one or something, right? And tell me if I'm wrong. I think our research department may remember this. The top winner won tickets to WrestleMania.
Shit.
Yeah, like, it was fun, and
You booked the best
and
card.
It
You
was,
get to go to
and
the
it
best
was
show.
it was like you got people on. You drafted wrestlers, and based on their wins and losses that week. And then even like, was it down to like what they did? Did they use a steel chair? Did they use a foreign object? Like things like that? No, that wasn't that one. But I think the draft,
D&D, dude.
like the DraftKings one, like when they do the pay-per-views is like, I think that does get down to that, like pick them is, where there'll be a foreign object in this match. Will this be
I
do?
don't know
Will
about
so-and-so
putting
come
money on
back,
that,
you
though.
know? So
I don't know about putting
That does sound like D&D.
it's a pick'ems kind of situation. Listen,
I don't
so
know which adventure is going to happen.
like,
But
there's-
like it's
bet
pre-
on it.
but it's already figured out.
That's what I was just
That's
going to
why
say.
I'm
It's predetermined. So
Like,
like,
so-
what's the... But like,
What's
they...
the bet? What's the
But
bet?
they don't know.
I get putting 50 on Black, but why are you putting 50 on Braun Strowman? Like, what's going on? Why it's wrestling, right? Like,
Oh, that's it. That's there. That one.
I don't
There's a
get it.
link from 2006 I'm trying to open.
oh god,
Good luck with that.
I bet like, Zeke,
It's only the year we started this show.
I was only 6 years old, Sorg.
Oh, fuck.
I was only 8.
I was around for Katy Perry.
Babies.
What did you just say?
I was around for Katy Perry. I was around for Katy Perry.
Oh,
That's
I heard.
What you thought I said?
I
I
can't
was
say
wrong.
it on the show what I thought I heard you say.
Wow, you think I'm not ignorant?
We'll see if the transcription there's whispering happening for you guys on audio.
But I can't say that.
I went with the subtitles picked up.
We'll find out later. We'll find out later. On that note, hey guys, we're gonna shout out this being our crew and our intern John's here too. Everybody's all. That's why we're all feisty because we're all fueled on pepperoni and angst at the world. New York City style, Yinzer made our friends in Beachview, Carnegie, East End, North Hills, the original, the OG, right up the street here, Slice on Broadway. Even if you were down at Taco Mania in the Southside Works, I think we mentioned a little bit ago.
I love it there.
Right
That's my
down,
spot.
right around the corner. Don't put your foot on the door. Don't kick the door in. Dave Podner.
That's
That's a
kicking
lore.
doors
That's
in.
the whole thing. Like Chad the Shad used to yell about kick the door down and ask for the perfect pepperoni pizza. And we said, no, don't do that. We like them and their doors. And the doors like open half the time anyway. So supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Thank you, our friends at Slice on Broadway. Go check them out. Tell them the Wrestling Mayhem Show sent you, or we'll send Beastman to destroy their place again.
Oh, wait.
remember
Can
that
someone in the chat pull up the video of Beastman, Wrestle Rex, like post Wrestle Rex show, terrorizing the people of Southside? Kimmy, I need you to understand who this man is.
Oh my God. I feel like I recently brought that up too.
You don't understand the amount of fuck it, I'm doing it live, like energy this man will bring.
You
I
need
like that.
Gives no fucks.
Gives no fucks.
Yep.
Like that handwriting on the wall right there, that's him.
Mhm.
The only person who's ever slid this wall.
137 weeks ago. So
Literally. That was the year, that was like months before you went off on that, like, your crazy tour that year. Look at that. 2/1/22.
what crazy tour?
That summer, bro?
I don't remember that. I don't remember last week, bro. I have no idea. So,
Yeah, I feel that.
it's like
I feel
it's a good
that.
thing there's social media, so I can remember
Dude,
what the fuck I did. I
I
get the Google Photos memories. I'm like, I did what?
I can remember that summer because we hadn't seen each other for like 4 months, and then I did a show, and we usually stay after and talk, and I was like, yeah, man, like, where the hell were you?
Where was I? Do you remember where I was?
Michigan and somewhere else, Cleveland.
I mean, I go to Michigan like 5 times a year for work.
But that was
so-
also the year I went to like Tennessee, New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were just always
Well, not New Hampshire.
like just going past each other.
That was a lot of travel.
It was a lot of travel that summer.
It's gonna be a lot.
And I was like, yeah, like we need to
Well,
stay
yeah,
for a
because I
while.
think around that time we were heavy with like Warrior Wrestling out in Chicago and
Mhm.
wherever the fuck they were going, like Grand Rapids, South
They
Bend.
popped
we went
up
to a
everywhere.
bunch of times. That's when they had the big thing with Will Ospreay for a while.
Mhm.
And I was probably doing MMA at the time, so I think I drove to Iowa one time, the other side of Iowa from here, and I was like, "Fuck," you know.
That's
I
it.
met up with Missy, who flew into Chicago to meet up with me from wherever New Japan was that week. So yeah, we had some times. Anyways, where's my thing? What did we learn from wrestling this week? Is this segment? Chat room, please let us know, and of course our fine people here in the studio. Zeke, what did you learn from wrestling this week?
Nothing. Honestly,
Lately, since you've been here last, recently.
we need way more control of our careers in wrestling. Like, we need way more control.
How do you mean?
Like especially
Ignore that fire truck. How do you mean?
Yes.
What fire truck?
Yeah, what fire truck? No, I mean, like, I just wish that. I guess referring to the Ricky Starks situation about like him being pulled from shows and everything, and I feel for him because I get the want to wrestle, and whatever's going on backstage is just not allowing him to be on
And
shows.
Ricky hasn't wrestled for supposedly 8 months and claims that nobody has told him why.
Yeah, and I'm just like that shit. Like, that's like a downer of wrestling. Like, no matter what, like, Ricky is very talented and like, oh my god, like, he just needs a breakout year. If he had like one solid breakout year, he'd be in different conversations.
He's been on the verge so many times.
Yeah, just right there, and like, I just feel for him. Like, I have whatever works out. Like,
And supposedly Ray Phoenix with
Yeah,
the contract situation there.
And,
So,
but that's also like with some doctor stuff and some medical stuff going on at the same time.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
because
just like, I don't really know what.
there's now a claim that they weren't helping with the medical bills for like 2 months or the medical situation,
something like that.
I presume when he had that arm injury. So yeah, so I don't know, like it, and I think every company looking at least the big two, I think about any of them, you're going to have people are like, I'm listening to Bobby Lashley interview and just like, yeah, this is great. Everybody's telling me how great it is. Like, I'm really impressed with AEW so far. And then you'll have Ricky Starks and Ray Phoenix and say, and other people that I've heard through grapevine say, yeah, it's kind of a shit show.
But like you find that,
you have that at every company.
Yeah.
Like you can find both of those stories at WWE. You can find both those stories at TNA. Everywhere down the line. You know?
Even the indie shows.
Yeah, so even the indie shows.
Even the indie shows.
This show's bullshit. Da 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 da. This is the greatest place. I feel like I'm free here. Yeah, it kind of depends on where the fuck you are on the totem pole, and not everybody can find this place.
Yeah,
right. So, yeah, I'm with you, but also like the pulling from the shows thing. Like, it's kind of amazing that AEW lets them do the indies to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't just lock people down.
Well,
because that exposes you to injury risk.
Well, I was listening to some podcasts. Apparently, like from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, is that GCW usually works with the wrestler directly and not the office.
Yes.
So if you're not gonna have a good relationship with the office, because let's be honest, that's what the contracts are. You gotta have those people on your side.
And I've heard a few things of because the other companies that were dealing with the big talent, like it sounds like that it was more they do clear. I think
it's cool that like a promotion can hit up a wrestler directly and they can discuss their pay and schedule direct. That's awesome, but at the same time, you're also risking like losing that talent because they would just get pulled.
Yeah. You have no real control over it.
Yeah, you don't have, and if you don't have a lot of communication with the people who are pulling the talent, well, I guess you just
or something happens. Like Ethan Page was supposed to be at RWA, I think in June, right? And that's precisely when he got signed at NXT and had to get pulled like a week after we announced it.
Right.
So like that's the kind of stuff that happens, but unfortunately, it happens. And that's kind of the game you play. You kind of take a chance on that, right? And
I just hope if you're going to get pulled from a show that you're like good things are happening.
Yes.
Like that's all I really hope for. I hope nothing bad's happening. Yes. Or if you are not wrestling, I hope that you're dealing with any injury or whatever that's going on. Because no one should be wrestling hurt.
No,
it's not fucking worth it.
No.
You don't get any cool brownie points. The doctor bills could be more expensive because you didn't.
Yeah, you're just gonna mess something up.
Yeah, like it's not even worth it, guys. Like I get it for the name of the game, but fuck that. Like
this is a different era, right? Where it's
don't let your ego go make you go bankrupt.
There's a fear of missing your spot.
I mean, yes,
sure,
for sure,
but that it's not a good enough reason. You know what I mean? So, but everybody's an independent contractor too, so they got to figure it out. So, most of those guys I think are getting paid while they're off for injury. So because they're on contracts.
I just want people, like, especially doing this, like if you decide to do this as a full-time career, I hope you get paid for it. I hope you get wherever it was covering, all the BS that you have to pull up through travel, whatever it is. I hope it's worth it to you because, I found out young that I didn't want to make this a full-time job. Yeah, I had the opportunity to also make that decision. So but it's not easy.
Same with sorry if I could chime in here. It's kind of the same with social media too. It's you have to, get to a point. It's like, okay, can this be my main gig or not? So, yeah. And I'm lucky enough that it is. But
also a grind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We relate a lot. And Zeke works another job. But I know that Zeke, when I'm hey, do you mind if I film a video real quick? They just got to our house or whatever. They're like, no problem.
You gotta make your money.
Do what you gotta do. I get it.
Put the food on the table. It's we get it. Especially I get I've wrestling in college. Not only was I broke college kids, a broke college kid trying to make shows.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Stretches every way.
The fact they even had new gear sometimes was amazing. I've been there. Do what you gotta do. As
Yeah.
long as as long as you got cops coming out your door or someone trying to, take you out of the game, do what you gotta do. Put the money on the table for you.
As long as the passion's there,
Yeah.
like
I just hope we don't hate it. At the same time, I just hope we don't hate it. Especially in wrestling. I hope you don't. I feel bad people who, grew to hate wrestling because of the crap that happens in wrestling. Unfortunately.
well, that's what I love about 880 is like you guys like. It's not the wrestling that I grew up watching. It is different.
Yeah.
It is, but it's also like it's the good parts of the wrestling I watched without all of the background badness and whatnot.
Oh, you no more Katie Vick.
But like so
we should just have a month where we just do
I don't
terrible
think
storylines.
I don't think we should show Katie Vick yet.
No.
Anything that
Nobody should ever be showing that again.
No, that should be buried.
Anyways, you were gonna say something.
I really I was just saying that you guys do it well, and I think that that's also like a really like a good reason that you guys like thrive too.
Yeah.
It's like you guys do it well, like the community, the passion is there. And like I think that like you guys like trying to help build up other like Zeke talks about like having their students all the time and how much they love like teaching them and like that passion, and that's just so important just in this day and age and just in general. And so like I just admire everybody at 880 for that, and I love going, and I can't wait to go to more shows. They're really fun.
They're real fun. It's a good community. We made a good like atmosphere. It's definitely a good time. I mean, like I said, people can have their their critiques about the promotion, but I'm like, there's critiques about every promotion.
Yeah, everybody's gonna have critiques about everything.
There's weak points in every promotion.
And I'm telling people like, I mean, yeah, sure, such and such this and this didn't look great. Can we just give a round of applause to those kids? Like that, most of that promotion are people who are 3 years and younger in wrestling. You know what I mean? Every week. They're doing this every week. I don't see no else.
And they have 52 opportunities to get out there and apply their craft. At minimum every year.
That's crazy.
How do you get better? Do you think my first video TikTok or whatever was like what it is now? Hell no.
Yeah.
Like I had to work my ass off to learn how to
Listen
do that.
to episode 1 of this show.
What?
Like right. It's
good.
different.
It's hard to listen to those old interviews.
But like I will say this,
Yeah.
especially like because I can be like, I remember being young in this area. There wasn't a lot of areas where you can just go and work with other young people and a mixture of veterans too.
Yep.
You could get into some promotions, that's great.
Yep.
But the problem was a lot of times it was locker roomish and you couldn't go other places. You couldn't go here.
And you're working in 1 or 2 places, and like, how can you get better working twice a month?
Like,
in front of people, that just doesn't work.
And like I said, you have your critiques, but I will say this: people come from a lot of different states just to work on 880, just to get like good footage from Sorg
and
it's media.
And I love part of the promo this week. It was like asking somebody, why are you even here on the student show, Mr. Big Time, was one of the like lines this week, and I'm just like, oh good, somebody remembers this is a fucking training show. Because somebody well, there's like discussions like, oh, that show didn't come off too well, I didn't like this and this. I was like, yeah,
but it's
a training
show.
Like
the intro of 880 is an student show for the wrestlers.
Thursday Night Fights
for
T2T Training Academy,
along with your academy.
Like, you think the Monster Factory show is top notch?
No, it shouldn't be. Like,
it's their trainees.
Yeah.
They're a great training facility.
Yeah,
and yes, they've had a few people sign Damian Priest.
Yeah.
But like Damian Priest, they've been showing a lot of old footage of Damian Priest, and he does not look good.
I don't know
when
who
he
that
started.
is.
He was recently a champion. So
I'm so far out.
The best description is Puerto Rican bisexual Undertaker.
Okay, I know who the Undertaker is.
Okay, and now just imagine the rest of those descriptors on top of the Undertaker.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. We've painted a picture, and I'm going to show you a picture here eventually, and hopefully you're like, that's what I imagined.
Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, it's the fact that it's a training school and that it's done so much, and we should get pipes to that though.
Yeah. Kimmi, was that what you learned?
What?
Was that what you learned? Your chime in there. What did you learn in wrestling recently? If not,
I guess, yeah, because I haven't learned a lot lately. I watched the McMahon thing with you.
Oh, the documentary.
goodness.
And then I ended up passing out because of the blood.
Yeah.
No, like I'm really squeamish.
wow.
I really don't like blood.
Okay.
You're like, don't come to a show. No.
Listen, there's this guy, Jamie Jameson.
If
you
there
see
is
him
blood,
on the
though,
card,
someone should warn me.
just like
Oh, yeah, we got
step
you.
away. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't help it. It's like an actual reaction. I can't.
Just give her that. Give her that.
I give her
If we know,
we know.
We usually have the heads up. So
We have it's a buffet. Like there's a
not
match.
a blood
of-
buffet.
There's a buffet of everything ever in AED. Like, do you want this type of match? Do you want
Exactly.
like? There's people who
So-
come just to see the tag matches. There's people who come just to see the fights.
We have some more what we learned from the chat rooms I do want to get to, and we'll get the Patreon here because I know there's somebody that really wants to chat with us. Mad One learned that a decade of positivity can be undone in 20 minutes of negativity. A New Day promo. That attempted New Day promo. Nuclear heat. I love how unified this crowd is these days, that you can get in like 10,000 people to massively boo you so bad you have a microphone and can't do your promo. That's how loud they are. Like, they turned on Big E that last week, basically dressed him down and says, why weren't you here despite the fact he had a neck injury? And now everybody's like, no, you're done. You're like, no, we're done with you, and booed them out of the building.
Well, Cody Rhodes said you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yes.
I'm like, Cody.
I forgot Xavier Woods and Cody
went to the
same high school and shit, and we're on the wrestling team. That is so fucking crazy.
That's a feud.
If
there's anything,
I think that's the next thing. But plant those seeds. That's a good elimination chamber match.
First
or
of all,
something.
I like when certain babyface wrestlers like, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, Cody, did you not go on the indies and kicked everyone in the balls for like 2.5 years? Like, I remember that. I was 16 when that shit was going off.
But remember, he's Homelander.
He is Homelander. And I can't wait.
And that turn is gonna be beautiful.
That turn's gonna feed families.
Bonner learned never get stuck in a box with Obafemi. Oh my God, did you see that?
No.
He got stuck in there with Ethan Page.
Christ.
And Ethan Page was like the first one pinned, I think, like right after coming out. It was like, I'm not getting in the box. And then Obafemi was the mystery person.
Yeah, I heard he's a replacement.
And if you don't know, Obafemi's a pretty massive fucking dude.
I actually like that one dude. That's funny.
That's right. Shout out to all the Oba feminists out there. There you go. That's his fan base. That's his fan base is called. I understand. It's my favorite thing.
I'm gonna give you a shirt.
I'm an Oba feminist. I loved it. But anyways, no, that was a lot of fun. The ladies, they put the ladies on last.
Really?
In this match. Fucking fantastic. It was like Saul Ruka and Julia and
they brought out their heavy hitters.
Stephanie Valcour.
NXT
it is
a whole bunch of like these high class.
Yeah. What's that new one?
Pretty cool.
The new one they renamed. I can't remember her name. The big.
I know you're talking about.
Big buff one.
It's Delta.
Delta.
I don't know her new name.
Yeah. They changed the name. Somebody's gonna come in.
It's so cool. Like
from the chat.
Badass women. You gotta watch this shit.
Tina is preparing her caffeine IV drip for the first week of January. Okay, just break it down real quick. We'll get closer to this that week of. You're talking about the first simulcast of AEW Dynamite on, I believe it's going to be January 1st for Fallen.
Max.
Was a Fallen Fight for the Fallen.
Yep.
So that's on that's simulcast on Max for the first time, and I guess Collision will be as well. Tony Schiavone said something about Fridays, but I'm pretty sure Fridays are canceled. We'll figure it out. If there's something on Friday, we'll find out, right?
We'll find out.
And then Raw is premiering from the Intuit Dome, right, in LA.
Yeah,
they're basically like, it sounds like Punk versus Seth is going to be the main event of this thing. It's basically they're gonna hit it off like a pay-per-view on this thing. First day on Netflix on January 6th. And then that week we have
Wrestle Kingdom. Don't forget
Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. So get your coffee
going,
because that's like a 3-4 a.m. start for us here on the East Coast. And whatever that translates to in Tina time.
Dude, this
is in Japan. It's at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah,
it's literally at the Tokyo Dome.
In Tokyo
it's their WrestleMania.
So it's like your royal wedding, essentially.
Okay.
What? I don't know.
Okay.
It's like your royal wedding.
Yeah, it's the biggest event of the year.
Yeah, it is.
It's
I mean,
like
it's
people over here got up at 3 a.m. with their spot of tea, and they watched.
we get ramen.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
we
we
get
get the
ramen.
ramen.
We get the
get
ramen.
the coffee,
Yeah.
Mountain
Coffee
Dew,
drip.
IV drips going,
Yep.
and yeah,
Liquid
watch
IVs.
it.
Yep. Get that.
And I'll be asleep in my bed dreaming of sugar plums.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this year, because it's always on the 7th, I think, every year.
6th,
6th or 7th, yeah.
6th, 7th.
So it's going to be, it's Saturday and Sunday this year, which is so, because we're
Well, that
like,
works out for
like
everybody.
I have done this show and stayed up to watch Wrestle Kingdom some year. So
Yeah.
that
I've
has
done it
happened.
before.
And I've been doing this for
You
about
know
10
that one
years.
time I came to watch Wrestle Kingdom like the night after a wrestling show. Like I came from Altoona, and I was like, I'll be there.
Not
And-
Altoona.
Yeah, right.
Snitches in Altoona. Anyways,
Yes.
but we're not getting that. Yeah. So and then on top of that, they're adding the second day. Like they did a crossover with Noah last year, but now they're doing Wrestle Dynasty, which is going to be like their Forbidden Door, involving New Japan, Stardom, Ring of Honor, CMLL.
By the way,
and Ring of
before we get too far, can someone please just drop me the links for these?
What?
Yeah, drop me the link. Everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say drop me the link for these shows.
No, just come over here. Over here.
Here, brother, at 3 a.m.
Come on by. We got a couch. We got. Come on by.
Zeke's like, I am not.
It's the
driving.
first week of January. I'll probably still have the Christmas tree up.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
How about Zeke can stay at our house because our house isn't too far from
There
here.
you go. There you
Let's
go.
go chug
There you go. It's Saturday and Sunday. What else are you going to do that weekend?
Sleep.
Nobody's going to do a wrestling show. Yeah, you can sleep later.
working
True
that
Prince
day.
of Pro, Matt, in the chat room.
Matt.
Learned that we're finally getting the long-awaited rematch from last year's match of the year between Mikey Montgomery and Reese Hayes at 880, and that makes me very happy.
There's gonna be a day when you guys are gonna start loving my matches. It's gonna be hilarious.
When are you going to do a match of the year, Mr.
When
QWI 100-something-ish?
when someone gives
100
me
teens?
when someone gives me the reason to go in the third gear again, like an MV Young.
Have you had a match with Mikey yet?
No,
I think
not
you'd have
yet.
fun with Mikey.
It's funny
Yeah,
because
I think that'd be good.
me and Mikey are like coaches, and it's really fun. It's like we should fight because
Coach off.
yeah, that's like my way is better. And I always told Envy we should do the Daniel Bryan Samoa Joe like feud where we just like have a class and we're teaching different things, and our feud just based off like just trying to show each other up, like Samoa Joe
I like
and Daniel
it.
Bryan,
I like it.
because we're like basically that, but QWI version.
Well,
We are like, come on.
one of the isn't Gannon Jones Jr. is still one of the other coaches too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's even better. So it's like, so we have like some like we have
I'm
QWI version, Samoa Joe.
I mean, I love this three-way happening in my mind right now. Actually, so
The bad part is I'm the shortest person again.
well, I mean,
I would like to point out that I fought.
I've seen those guys. I've seen TME throw regular sized people up in
Yeah,
the air.
I
That's
think it's gonna
shocking.
happen.
I can't wait for you to be hanging from the ceiling.
Now,
it's
if
gonna
I
be-
reverse
you're
it-
gonna be like a fucking Muppet hanging from the
Now,
ceiling.
if I
fan.
reverse it, you can be
It's gonna
really
be
confused.
great.
I'm just going to catch myself.
Look at that Zeke Muppet up on the ceiling fan. How'd he get that high?
And people still
How'd
chant,
they
"Fuck
get
you,
that
Zeke."
high?
That's gonna be hilarious though. But no, like
Well, it's a low ceiling too. And then
I know. I'm done. That'd be like I'm retired.
Yep.
Right there.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much, Zeke. Always fun. I put 3 items in, and I think we almost got to them. So in the chat, in the doc. So, and Kimmi, thank you so much. Please come back.
Yeah,
this was
thank
a
you
blast.
for having me. I know that everyone watching that I don't really know too much, but it's I'm still kind of in the realm of like
Your entertainment though.
yeah. So like
Like,
Zeke
yeah.
and I, we talk about this stuff all the time, and like so I was
You're a
very
different perspective.
I was
That's
very
appreciated.
honored that Zeke asked me to come and that you were okay with it.
Trust me, if we can get you into wrestling, even just because like you just want to like see people get like fucked up from time
If
to
it
time.
were
Yeah.
for my pots, I could do it.
Right.
But
She like
I'll-
said that, like if I didn't have this, I would be
Like if my body wasn't on fire 24/7,
Mhm.
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I mean,
like I said,
you're practically a wrestler already,
pretty much.
like experience wise, right? So
Like, but I will always say is like Kimmi, like there's a lot of skills that you have that goes directly into wrestling.
Oh, I know.
There's
There's so
always-
much overlap whenever we
like,
talk about
Get a
stuff.
great manager,
Yeah.
you know. I
If
don't
you can
know.
talk shit, you're halfway there.
Oh, I could talk.
Yeah, so like
There you go.
There you go. Like,
Well, anyways, guys, 11 p.m. Pacific time. Really, Tina? That's when Wrestle Kingdom is on the West Coast. So, that's only like 2 o'clock for us. That's not bad. 2 a.m. Okay.
That's still better.
Okay. With the sun was going up and people were going to work on the train when we were watching the main event
I remember
a few
that.
years ago. Yep, sitting right here. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, intern John. Oh, you're bundled up over there.
Bundled up.
John is like in this light fog with the Christmas lights, and
Doing a great job. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, chat. We're going to be hanging on for Patreon with us if you're with us on the Patreon live feed, and of course that'll be posted later as well. And I will not guarantee the time based on the last couple weeks, so when that will be posted. But thank you everybody for joining us. We'll see you next time. Mayhem out.
Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.